third place at Race Around Austria Challenge Unsupported. Completely incredible for me how it came to that, how I prepared, how the race day was. I would like to explain in this video. I did not really specifically plan this year to race this one. I was actually one of the last ones, I think, to sign up for this race, because the registration deadline for this race is end of June, and I was really on the last day of June. I was thinking, yeah, just do it, because the Seven Serpents race went so good and I felt so fueled from that. So yeah, then I signed up, and then I would say I forgot it a little bit. Still, of course, some preparation. You continuously go cycling, you have some consistency in there, but I would not say I had it like as the main target now to have in August to peak. So yeah, then I had like this tour from Norway to Austria, where I had like this 2000 kilometer, which I saw a bit as a baseline cycling. So really like to have like my fundament, which was also an incredible journey. I might talk in another video. But in Austria I had another 3 weeks time until race day. So what I did there was just like general preparation to look into my bike. I wanted to also order some aero bars, because I did not have aero bars on the bike when going from Norway to Austria. I started to think about nutrition, so what and how I want to fuel during the race, how much I need, because in Austria it's just like much warmer than it was in Norway. So I just needed much more liquids. So this is something that worried me actually quite a bit. Then reading again through like the race manuals, so you need to have like this light vest and so, and I didn't want to have too much, because on the one hand I was thinking maybe I need to have like a camelback, but putting a light vest over the camelback is then a lot of stuff, because the Race Around Austria Challenge Unsupported as such is like this 560 kilometer around the borders of Upper Austria. It has like 6,500 meters of elevation. And additionally, when you do the unsupported version, you can place a box at 330 kilometer to have some, refilling of nutrition and also liquids and whatever you need. And I was thinking, on the one hand, I think this is a bit of a semi-unsupported, because still you can place your support there. On the other hand, it's like makes the race much more faster, I would say, because you do not really need to worry to get stuff. Because my plan was really to go until this halfway with what I have, and then from this halfway back to the finish line. And yeah, so this was something where I really started to think, how much do I need in order to come there. In the end I decided, because of the warmer climate, to have 4.5 liters approximately on the bike on me. So I had like 3 bottles with 750 milliliters and 1 bottle with almost a liter, and then the Camelback backpack with 1.5 liters. I also designed the Camelback backpack then to be also like a light vest with gluing all these reflective straps on it, and that was then accepted. Worked also very well, because it looked very aerodynamic, because when I was then in the aero bars it really felt very good. It was like the water, the Camelback laid nicely on the back, so that was a solution I was very happy about. Also the preparation generally with the aero bars, because before, or now in Norway generally, I don't normally cycle with aero bars or tri bars. So I needed to get used to this again. I did this sometimes with the triathlon bike years before, but it took me some time to really go into aggressive position, or as aggressive as I can become in these 3 weeks. Worked very well, and then all in all I had like 2 bags on the bike, so I really planned to be completely minimalistic. 2 small bags. One was at the upper tube to have like a power bank, which was a requirement also generally from the race, for my light, and I would say that was super important to have like this. I have this outbound light which has this pass-through charging, so I had a 20,000 milliampere hours power bank, and this directly just fueled the light through like 10-12 hours, whatever was needed. Then I had the Garmin 1040 Solar, so there was also no issue at all with charging. And then the lower bag, which was the frame bag, the smaller one, was a 2.4 liter from Apidura, and it was just full of nutrition and 2 spare tires. So in the end I did not really bring anything more, rather than I said nutrition and spare tires. I had a very light jacket just for the night in case it really becomes colder than I would have expected, but there was not really rain to be expected, so yeah, I just went minimalistic and as light as I can get. For the race day, I was pretty nervous, so the race started for me at 4 p.m. and the whole day I was just nervous because I was not thinking, do I forget something, is there something I should have still packed and so on, which I think is pretty normal also, but yeah, it was, the whole day was a bit like tense. Then finally it became 4 p.m.
Wir kommen zu unserem nächsten Peter Kronberger. Lieber Peter, auch nicht das erste Mal und auch nicht das erste Mal im Solo. Letztes Jahr, schauen wir mal, was hast du da? 22 Stunden, 43 Minuten. Das ist schon mal sehr anständig. Ist da was du sagst, da würde ich heuer gerne mich noch einmal unterbieten, oder? Ja,
6 Zeit gehabt zum Trainieren, seit dem letzten Mal. Von daher sollte schon ein bisschen besser werden.
Also definitiv im Radlfahren gewachsen.
Hoffentlich.
Sehr schön. Ja, wir werden dann morgen schauen, wie es geht. Lieber Peter Kronberger, wir drücken dir die Daumen und schicken dich hinaus. 3, 2, 1, los geht's! Wir kommen zu Andreas Zack.
Started the race and I really nicely found my rhythm pretty early, so it took me, I would say, half an hour, and I was like at the power values I wanted to be, which was 190 watts. The heart rate was higher, but I always was thinking, this is a temperature, not so much the nervosity, because I felt relaxed after half an hour, I need to say. Impressively for me was that there were only 5 riders starting behind me, so the start was like every minute there's one rider going off, and yes, with me being the 6th last to start, they got like 3 or 4 times overpassed in the first like 2 hours, and I was thinking, wow, this is like a super strong field, or they overpace. Of course, I was hoping that they are more overpacing rather than I'm super weak there, which are the first 160 kilometers. I just wanted to be in a way conservative for me, which is 190 watts around. And after that, the night came in, so it became everything a bit cooler, and I was also planning that my camelback, which is 1.5 liters, should be emptied at that stage, which was I think 8, 9 in the evening, and then the hills really started. So because the first 160 kilometers are pretty flat to even going downhill, and the hills are a bit my strength, so I really started to put in more watts there and really go like a bit more aggressive uphill, and that was very motivating for me, because I was like, I think, overpassing one after the next one from kilometer 160 to 200, and that was just fueling me more and more and motivating me more and more up. I realized that I might get a bit tight with reaching the halfway, so the 330 kilometer mark with regards to my liquids, so I asked one of the pace cars from the Unsupported challenge if they could fill up, which was also all allowed, so it's allowed to basically get drinking water, so they filled up my bottle in order that I just do not have any worries for the last, 130 kilometers, so from 200 to 330. Then arriving at the halfway point, it took me 7 minutes to refill everything, so got rid of all my trash, refill everything and just continue. And I saw also the boxes from 2 other people which did arrive before me, and I was thinking, if there are 2 boxes, then I must be around 3rd place, and that was very motivating. And then I just started from the 330 kilometer until the 400, which I considered a bit of a dry area, a bit of a boring area, because it's like these rolling hills and it's like possibly a bit of headwind, I was thinking. But it was actually working pretty smooth, and in the more and more got motivated to possibly catch up to these people ahead of me, which afterwards never worked out, but at least gave it a try. So at kilometer 400-ish, where you ride up this long climb called the Hengspass, which is where I started looking at my phone, which position I am and how does it look, and I saw like that I'm 3rd at this moment, and that was like, okay, super motivating. On the one hand, I wanted to push and try to catch possibly the 2nd. On the other hand, I knew that I forgot a magnesium tablet, and I didn't really want to risk if I get now kilometer 400 a cramp or so. Also when it gets already like to the next day and it becomes warmer, and possibly I drink a little bit too less and then something just starts cramping. So I didn't want to really risk that, so I kept at my 190-ish watts. and worked out pretty good, because in the finish line then I realized that there was 8 minutes behind the second, and I think another 9 minutes behind the first, if I remember correctly, which was for me super good. It was amazing results, because I was thinking, yeah, of course, if you know this and you have a bit of a better update, then it's something you could possibly push, but also for them, I guess. So if they would also know which position they are, they could also push. And in the end, I think it's an amazing outcome for me, and I think it's like, yeah, it's like in a way surprising, but very rewarding. Yes, so I then did arrive there, and then they told me go third place, so I was like just happy. And then I was picked up. I did arrive at like midday, 12 midday, and then I got picked up, and the award ceremony was at 7 in the evening. So that was actually pretty tough 7 hours, because I didn't really know should I go to bed, and if I nap now I will never be able to wake up again. But I decided to go for a nap, 1.5 hours. It completely wasted me, so I think it took me another hour or so to really get like back again, because of course I didn't sleep at all. Yeah, the award ceremony was very fun then.
13 Stunden und 20 Minuten. Peter Kronberger. Platz Nummer 2. 19 Stunden und 11 Minuten. Jetzt das Podium an Konrad Pfitzner.
Got one of these big wooden pokals, and I was very happy with that. And so I don't know yet now in which direction I go during the winter, but I am completely motivated. I'm like motivation 20 out of 10 now to push through the winter, to do the sessions, go on Swift again. And then I will think a little bit now in the next month whether or which races I want to do next year. Yes, all in all, I hope you liked the video, and if you have any questions, just drop it in the comments. Give it a like, and I would be super happy about a subscribe, and see you around.